Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm trying to make the Sunday live a more regular thing, and I know I need to announce it before um, before I typically start these, but I'm here showing up every Sunday. And I'm just doing this because I want to get into some of the things that have been going on, either on the show or in life. And, hopefully you guys will join me and have some conversation and chime in. So, this is June 7th. It's a Sunday, June 7th, 12:30 where I am here in New York City. And I have to say, New York is really coming alive because we have the Knicks in the NBA finals. I'm not a huge basketball fan by any stretch, but I am a hometown sports team fan. And it's really exciting just feeling the energy in New York City with the Knicks right now. Winning, doing well in the NBA finals is so exciting. And I was in Midtown yesterday doing a live in person interview, which is coming up on this channel. So watch out for it. I was by the garden and it was like electric. It really felt electric. So we've got a game coming up tomorrow, Monday, at the Garden. Going to be at home, and the Knicks are up 2-0 against San Antonio. So this is really exciting. But I think the most exciting thing as it pertains to this platform and this context that where we talk about culture and language is how it's really united the city and brought out the best in so many of us, regardless of what language we speak, where we're from, what God we worship. Um, what neighborhood we live in. When the Knicks are winning, New York culture, everybody comes out and everybody is really supportive and excited about the Knicks in multiple different languages and expressions in different cultural. I think it was AOC got a like henna or mehendi with the Knicks logo on it. And, it's such a cool cross cultural moment. And we're seeing a lot of that here in New York City. I think it's one of the things that really makes New York City so special. And that's really exciting. I'm just going to move this hair out of my face. And there's this chant that I've seen going around, which is really cool. And I think it really sums up the way that New Yorkers are so multicultural and multilingual. If I remember from memory, it's like my mayor is Muslim, my bagels are Jewish, my Christians Dior, Knicks in four. So that I feel is a chant that really sums up the way that New Yorkers can be so multicultural, and we all get it, we all understand it, and it's so cool. So to my fellow New Yorkers, let's go Knicks. To everyone outside of New York, we show up, support, support, support. So I know that this is a language channel and I feel like it's very quickly becoming a sports channel. So just bear with me, but it's really exciting to have a lot of multicultural sporting events going on, especially here in New York City this month and this summer. As I said last Sunday, and as you know, because everybody knows this, the World Cup is coming up. It's starting on Thursday. So Thursday the 11th. So I want to let you know I will be on YouTube as many nights as I can after the games and just talking about how the day went, things I observed, things I've seen. I'll throw as much language in there as I can, as much culture in there as I can. But this is a true international event, and this is a true international opportunity and chance for us to really celebrate with people from all over the world. Especially here in New York City, there is, people are here from everywhere, and so um, we're really looking forward to it. I think as a city, as New Yorkers, there are some headaches in terms of getting, around Manhattan or getting out to MetLife Stadium where the games are, and bars, restaurants, everybody's taking reservation right now to watch the games, especially the opening games. So this is really a true international experience, and from my perspective, happening in a truly international city. And that's why I'm I'm bringing this up. That's why this is all relevant to me. I'm not new to World Cup. I've been following the World Cup for this will be my 8th World Cup. So I'm always so excited about these games, and I don't have any predictions just yet. Um, and I try not to give predictions, but I'm really excited for the tournament itself. I'm happy to see so many people be proud of their countries and waving their flags and singing their chants. Is always such an exciting time. Um, so yes, I will be on YouTube here live as many nights as I can because some of the games my time are at 10, 11 p.m. So we'll see. Don't hold me to it, but I'll do my best to really show up here during the World Cup regularly. So please join me. And I just wanted to say another thing. I'm looking at my phone. I have notes for this chat. On my Substack article, which you can get a link to that actually in the description of this video, I posted an article of where to celebrate in New York City. We have 9 teams playing in our area in New York, and I have a very comprehensive guide of where to go to support these teams, some chants that you might hear when you are out and about amongst supporters and followers, and a cultural little bit of history in New York and some of the connections that these cultures and countries have to the New York City area. It's a long read, I won't lie. It took me about 2 weeks to put that together. So I really hope that you'll read it. It's over on my Substack page. Um, and if you get a chance, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to my Substack and leave me a heart on that post because it was a lot to put together, but it was worth it and it was a lot of fun. Okay, so this past week, the last episode, we spoke with Ambra Atus. And Ambra she's a professional in the travel industry and tourism industry, and she works for Aquila Cruise Excellence. And I was so excited to talk to Ambra about her work and how language plays a role in the work that she does. And I think this is really important because a lot of times I think it's very easy to separate travel and the act of traveling and being a tourist somewhere than it is to really understand a language or the connection to language. So it was really exciting for me to have that conversation with Ambra about the way that her work has tied into the languages that she speaks, which she is Italian and she lives currently in the Dominican Republic. So she speaks Italian, she speaks Spanish, she speaks French, and the way that she's been able to connect with people through her job, through trainings that her job facilitates and provides for tourism professionals. And it's really exciting. I think it's a really interesting way of looking at how language really affects everything that we do. And we haven't had many conversations on the podcast when it comes to people talking about language through their work. And I would love to have more conversations like that because I think that's something that I would have needed to see when I was going out into the world at 18 for the first time. Like, what can I do with language and how can I make a difference and connect with people through language? So that conversation was really great. And if you haven't listened to it, it's on here. It's right here on YouTube, the audio only. It's a short one. It's less than an hour. And Amber is so full of life and so full of energy. So we really had a lot of fun having this conversation and just learning how language has an impact on connecting with different communities around the world and around the places where cruises operate. So, and if you saw it, let me know what you think. Leave me a comment on the video and let me know what you think about it. We've got an episode coming out tomorrow. And this one I'm excited about. I'm excited about all the episodes, but I'm excited about this one because, it's another language that's making its debut on the podcast. And I've been really, really wanting to have this conversation and talk to somebody about this language for such a long time. And it's really, I don't want to give away what it is. You need to tune in tomorrow and see. It'll be out 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Time. So, but I will tell you, I will give you a little hint. We are headed to South America for this one. And we are speaking about activism and translation. And this is an indigenous language. This is an indigenous language that is widely spoken across several countries. So if you can guess what that is, leave me a comment. I want to see if you can guess what that is. But if not, if you don't want to guess, you don't have to. Just come back tomorrow. It'll be here 7 o'clock in the morning for you to listen to here on YouTube. I'm really excited, and I'm excited for you guys to hear this episode too. Um, Speaking of listening to episodes, I had a thought the other day about, you know, how much this show has meant to me, and we are approaching 200 episodes. We're not that close. We're at 182, 183 as of tomorrow, but we're getting closer week by week, and it's really meant so much to me to have all of these conversations and to speak to so many people from around the world and learn about their languages and their culture. And I've learned so much. This is what I was thinking the other day. I've learned so much from every guest that I've had on the show has taught me something, either about their culture, either about their language, or it's taught me something about myself. And I feel so grateful to have had this many years and this much opportunity to talk to people from all over the world. And I've grown, I've changed, listening to this, listening to it, producing this show over the last 6 years. I've grown, and one thing that I really think the power of this show is, I've grown and I've learned. Um, from having these conversations. And I would love for you guys to really lock into as many episodes as you can and listen to as much of the full episode as you can. Even if you put it at, 1.5 or 1.75 or even 2 times speed, because I know you're all busy. But you guys should be listening to every episode, but you should be listening to the whole episode, because a lot of times if you only listen to the first 20 minutes or the first half hour, you're missing the end when we're really digging into a lot more, I would say, meatier things, and a lot of times funnier things. I think that's where I get to the point where I become a lot less formal, and I start asking the questions, my intrusive questions to guests. And you definitely, without a doubt, should be listening to the final question in every single episode, because I've had an opportunity to learn a phrase or a word or a joke or something in over 130 languages, because I ask this question at the end of every episode. So if you're not tuning in to watch or listen all the way to the end of the episode, there's a lot of laughs in that last question, and I don't want you guys to keep missing it. So please make sure you're staying through the whole episode, because we don't want to miss anything. Um, and as with anything, I hope that we're realizing that this is a celebration of language, and language is very much a part of cultural celebration. Um, and that's why I make this show, because I want people to understand that language does have a place in celebrating culture, just as much as food, just as much as dance, just as much as um, music or literature. Language also has a place in cultural celebration. And just to make this a full circle, another tangent, it's also football is a part of cultural celebrations. There's a lot of journalists out there who are making. Um, there's a guy I saw recently, and he wrote a book about about football culture and what football culture can tell us about a place, can tell us about a destination, can tell us about can tell us about history. Um, and I know in the U.S. a lot of folks are not super into soccer. Um, but around the world, football really crosses political, language, financial, educational, um, all sorts of parts of society. Football touches, affects, or has an effect on. And just to give you another reason, that's why I'm talking about soccer. I'm talking about football on this channel throughout the World Cup. So just when you think about that in your mind, don't forget to include language when you're talking about culture. Don't forget to include football when you're talking about culture as well. And just one more football thing, and this is a language thing for my Portuguese learners, for my people who are getting in their Portuguese practice. I gotta tell you, there's a documentary on Netflix. I can't take credit for this. My best friend Jamie called me at like 10 p.m. a few weeks ago and told me I need to turn this on and watch it. There's a documentary on Netflix that is about, it's 4 episodes, but the subject is Ronaldinho, the greatest football player I've seen with my own eyes in the last 28 years. He's my favorite. And there's a documentary on there. I think it's 3 episodes or 4 episodes. It's entirely in Portuguese. Um, and now my Portuguese is exceptionally rusty. But after a few, after the first episode, I said, I think it's time for me to, I say this every year, but I think it's time for me to take Portuguese seriously because Ronaldinho is amazing. Obviously, it's subtitled. So, for those of you who are not learning Portuguese or don't speak Portuguese or anything, don't worry because you can watch it in your language. But I definitely recommend it to everyone who's learning Portuguese, everyone who speaks Portuguese, everyone who loves football, anyone who maybe has heard the name Ronaldinho, but you don't really know what is so special about him. This documentary will tell you everything. It really had me smiling from ear to ear, just watching his old clips and just hearing about his story and going down memory lane with some of the more important moments of his career. And it was really exciting. And now I'm inspired. I'm inspired to start learning Portuguese because I started thinking like, if I ever run into the guy, I want to be able to talk to him in Portuguese. I don't have any excuse. I don't have any excuse. So all that to say, if you see me learning Portuguese or coming out with some really elementary Portuguese in the next coming months, you know why. And I think I've gotten to the end of my list today. I'm trying to keep these less than 20 minutes, and it's about 18 minutes right now. So I'm gonna end this here. And it's the 7th, and World Cup starts on the 11th. So if you're still here and you're still watching, come back on Thursday because I'll be here Thursday, and I should be here Friday too. And then we'll see how the tournament goes. But I will do my best to show up as many days as I can here for the World Cup. And in the description box, there's a link to my Instagram, a link to my Substack, Patreon, buy me a coffee. Make sure that you're subscribed or check them out. Check them out. Those are other places where you can find me. But until then, have a happy Sunday. Have a great Sunday. Get out there, get some steps in, and I'll see you very soon.